The Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Ruin DLC is far from perfect, but it does have a bunch of insanely interesting details thrown into the experience for us to notice. And in today's video, we are taking a look at 10 such insane details in the Ruin DLC. Let me know which one is your favorite down in the comment section below, and hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video. Let's throw ourselves back a year ago, when the Backrooms was a buzz with the horror genre community. Did you know that at one point when Cassie enters the AR world, walking on the undulating walkways, the one with a giant glitch trap watching over you, as well as the one where you need to find the following star, lightning bolt, and guitar anomalies. After you quarantine the anomalies and the escape is opened, check out the hallway we find ourselves in. Dirty yellowish walls with a FNAF pizzeria checkerboard pattern trim added for detail, and even all the corners and turns. Basically the entire build of this area just screams Backrooms. The next detail can only claim development laziness, or could be considered a big lore factor in the security breach area. So when Cassie finds Gregory, or so what she thought was Gregory, she finds an endoskeleton being known as the Mimic, who was mimicking Gregory's voice the whole time, and proceeds to attack her. Did you know that the Mimic actually reuses 2 voice lines in the segment from the actual Gregory in the core game? When a concrete wall is separating Cassie and the Mimic says, "The stupid door won't open," which Gregory has actually said that exact thing before, referring to Glamrock Freddy's green room door. The second reused voice line happens to be soon after when the Mimic says in the shadows, "I'm Gregory," which, once again, that exact same voice line was used in the opening bit of the core game, when Glamrock Freddy claims Gregory's guest profile doesn't exist, and asks who he is. It is unclear whether these voice lines were reused just for the sake of reusing, or they're actually hinting at the Mimic's abilities in being able to regurgitate an exact same sentence, pitch perfect in comparison to Gregory. One of the most beloved Glamrock animatronics is Roxanne Wolf, and a characteristic akin to Roxanne is her sense of smell, but more specifically, her sight. When Gregory decommissions Roxanne, he needs to steal Roxanne's eyes to install into Glamrock Freddy later. And something that the DLC is, to a degree, quite adamant on showing is eyeballs. The first instance of this is when you reach the electric door and head up to the first ever security node. In this structure, in AR mode, you'll see a bunch of big animatronic eyeballs blinking around. Making a full circle back to Roxanne, after breaching this certain child node in her hair salon area, a bunch of eyeballs will once again materialize, batting an eye, no pun intended, to Roxanne's previous fate and lack of sight. In the core game, there were wet floor sign bots amok the Pizzaplex. They didn't do much, other than constantly stare at you. You could even shoot them with your Phaser Blaster, and some of them would even alert the Skulker animatronic of the area to your location. Although their mechanics have dropped down to a minimal in the DLC, there's still quite a bit of lore and interesting bits and pieces that has gone into having the wet floor sign bots returning in the DLC. First off, in AR mode, if you approach them, you can hold E to deactivate them, which is a very interesting sight to see. And at one point in the game, there'll be a time where the wet floor sign bots will refuse to even look at you, and will only turn around to look at you in AR mode. Another interesting detail about these little guys is that if you approach them in AR mode, you'll be able to hear screams of terror from various people. I'm working on a theory video over what I think this is referring to. Basically, I think these screams have originated from the incident that occurred at the Pizzaplex, and the wet floor sign bots have witnessed the entire thing. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go into full detail on my theory in this video, but expect a full-fledged theory video on that in the future. The AR inhibitors are a very pivotal part in the gameplay side of things. Basically, if these things are active, you'll be stuck inside your security mask in AR mode, or stuck outside. In order to get the security mask mechanic to function properly again, you'll have to go on ahead and deactivate the inhibitor device in the area. These things weren't presented as a new gameplay mechanic until arriving deeper into Glamrock Chica's bakery in this creepy cutscene with Glitch Trap. However, did you know that we were able to see the inhibitor device as early as the catwalk walk portion of the game. That's right, after the storytelling these cardboard cutouts tell, right next to this last cutout of Montgomery Gator, shown in this segment, you'd notice an inhibitor right behind him. Long before we even knew what that device was ever for. Ruined Glamrock Chica at one point can be seen roaming the hair salon. Around the area, Cassie is breaching the final child node in the hair salon area. Ruined Glamrock Chica will walk right by you and head up to the washroom area of the hair salon and strive into the ladies' room. If you follow her in there, you can actually find her just inanimately sitting there, which kinda honestly gives me parts and service camera vibes to Five Nights 2. But yeah, it's actually very interesting seeing this random detail thrown in here. Oh, and yeah, if you approach her too close, she'll actually jump scare you. This next detail is very easy to find. In fact, it's mandatory to find this detail as it's needed to progress in the game. After quarantining the anomalies within the daycare theater, this'll spawn a giant Glamrock endoskeleton in AR mode that appears to have exploded right through the theater screen. So far, in my opinion, this is the most badass detail so far. There's not just one, not two, not three glitch blocks within the Ruined DLC, but there are various of them, and within each one happens to be an AR collectible that can range from masks to lunchboxes to plushies. The community widely conceptualizes these boxes as Minecraft blocks, reminding us a lot like Minecraft for whatever reason, myself included. These boxes are only visible in AR mode. However, we don't actually take a moment to think about what these glitch blocks actually are in reality. For the most part, there's no stand-in for these boxes in reality. However, there is one that does actually have a stand-in without AR mode active. If you head over to the first AR collectible in the catwalks section, you'll find this area that contains one that upon collecting will give you an AR Sun Pinata. But in actuality, you'll see no more than a trash bag in its place. This is a pretty funny detail gone extremely unnoticed by many players, but I have certainly had a laugh and a half with this one.
Ooh, what's in here?
No, it's trash. Oh, you can say that again.
Oh no, don't kill me!
Do you need assistance? Is the question I'm gonna ask you. At one point in the game, where you're heading deeper into the raceway, one shelf cart will fall over from a staff bot's weight falling into your pathway. This very staff bot will ask if you need assistance, and then ultimately lose its head. This detail may seem minor, and that's correct, but it's more considering the area this takes place, Roxy's Raceway. Much like the decapitation scare of Roxy's Raceway from the driver assistance bot having his head fall off. So much like that, these are in reference to each other. Approaching the ending of the game, we find out that Roxanne is the final security node, and therefore must be deactivated, as she's immobile and we can go as close as we want to her. While in AR mode, it'd be impossible not to notice her non-ruined features in green, as if she was never ruined. Most people have only noticed this feature here, but you may be surprised to hear it's been here the entire time. And at any point you look at the ruined Roxanne Wolf in AR mode, she'll always look the way she does in the deactivation scene. This is a detail that I didn't even pick up on until a lot more recently. So there we have it. That was 10 insane details in the FNAF Security Breach Ruin DLC. If you'd like to see another video with even more crazy details, be sure to like the video and we'll find some more. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more. And on that point, if you'd like to see some awesome Ruin DLC gameplay, I'll have a playlist for that currently sitting on your screen. Or maybe you're all ruined out and want to see some other FNAF games, which in that case you can check out some FNAF fan games I've played, with the playlist also currently sitting on your screen.